Hello and welcome to all. Today's session we will see what is the Skills.md in Cursor AI and how we can use for manual testers, and we'll also see like how we can create a Cursor AI Skills.md and we will use in our day-to-day life. Okay. So before we proceed, first we'll understand and we'll take a one live example. Like suppose if we need to create a test cases. Okay, like as we saw in last session, like traditional manual QA approach is like we are understanding the requirements. Okay, then we are starting the test case, identifying the test scenarios, test case writing. Then we also of identifying the missing edge cases. Okay, and if in case any requirements get changed, again we are repeating the same things: requirement analysis, then test case modification or adding. Okay, and it takes a lot of times. Okay, and if it's in sprint timeline, then it's like we need to put the additional or extra efforts to complete them all the activity within the time. Okay, so that is the reason to overcome this challenge, manual QA challenge. Okay, so we started using the AI. Okay, and for that one, we are giving a prompt like act as a senior QA engineer, analyze the following requirements, and generate as per our requirement or the product requirement, like functional test scenarios, positive test cases, negative or boundary. If in case our product is expecting the security, we'll mention the security test cases and we'll provide the requirements. Okay, but now if you see, like here is the issue, like if we give the same prompt, okay, again and again to any AI, we are getting a different outputs. Okay, or if we change the same prompt little bit, okay, we are getting a different result. Okay, so to overcome this problem, okay, Cursor AI Skills.md, it's came. Okay, now if you see here, okay, like here, just in one go, I mentioned like traditional QA approach, like requirement. Okay, it's all these things are manual activity, like requirement to test case and the execution. Here, AI assistant QA, like requirement to AI draft. Okay, but here the drawback is like as and when we give the different prompt, okay, or the same prompt again and again, you are getting the different result. Then again, we need to review it, QA review, and after that execution. Okay, and like if you see, it can write like using AI assistant, it can write the test cases, API test, automation scripts, bug reports, okay, and much more. Okay, but like if you don't guide or prompt it properly, okay, every answer can be different. Okay, and that's why Cursor introduced the skills. Okay, now you got it. Why like skills.md or this skills section came? Because of the, if you don't guide or prompt incorrectly, or same prompt you are giving again and again, you are getting answers different. Okay, now we'll understand what is the skills.md. Okay. So as I mentioned, skills.md is a reusable instruction file that teaches Cursor how to perform a specific task consistently, so that we'll get a result consistently. It will not change it, no matter who is executing the skills. Okay. So now here you can see, like we have a, here I give the one example of creating a defect. Okay, now creating a defect, okay. So we need to log a defect as per the company standard. Okay, like summary, prerequisite, add steps to reproduce, actual result, expected result. Okay, so this is the company standard. Okay, so now when any QA, a junior QA comes, okay, he will not follow these things. But if we are using the skills.md or the skills, definitely the our defects, what are the defects we have created through Cursor, it will generate this format only. Okay, so now if you see exactly the same things happens in Cursor instead of telling Cursor every single time. Okay, now if in case we are using a AI. Okay, we need to give the this prompt every time, create a bug report with summary, prerequisite, and other things. Okay, so the same thing we'll write in instruction inside a skills.md, so that now Cursor will remember how to perform the tasks whenever we use the skills. Okay, so here I give the example of creating a defect skill. Okay, and I give the prompt or the instruction into the skills.md. Okay, so next time whoever is executing, no matter whether it's a junior or the senior or the lead, okay, if in case execute the skills, okay, create defect, okay, it will generate as per the company standard. Okay, now here like we can see why do we need skills. Okay, like here, if you see without skill, okay, if you give the prompt, create a bug report, okay, even cursor also every time you will get the different format. Okay, again, if you give the same prompt, cursor different format. It's not a consistent. You will get the result, but you need to perform a review activity. Okay, to overcome these things, okay, what we'll do, we'll add these skills. Okay, and cursor immediately follow the whatever the we give the instruction in skills.md file, like component template, summary, prerequisite, actual, so that output is everything becomes standardized. Okay, and that is the reason we require a skills. We need to add a skills in cursor AI. Okay, then we'll see why we need to use the skills. Simple answer is without skills, we are getting a different answer every time. Okay, whereas if we use the skills, we are getting a consistent output. Okay, so without skill, if in case we are not using the skills, though we are using AI, then every time we need to repeat the prompt. Okay, here we'll reuse the instruction. We can modify the instruction. We can add more rules into the instruction. Okay, so that rule our skills become more robust. Okay, and if you see without the skill, it's a time consuming because every time we need to remember the prompt and we need to give the prompt. Then again, we need to re-verify the output. If output is not correct, then again we need to revisit the prompt. We need to change it. Okay, it's a time consuming. Whereas with skill, it's a very faster. Okay, and now if you see, easy to forget the requirements, okay, without the skill, and with skill it's standardized. Okay, and here if you see, like as I mentioned, junior testers write differently. If they don't know how to write a prompt, okay, you will get the different result. Then our review time will increase. Okay, but with skills, everyone follow the same process and will get the same standardized output. And that is reason skills is very important. And as a manual tester QA, we need to use the skills in Cursor AI. If in case you have any questions, queries, please let me know. In next demo, we'll give the actual demo, how we'll create it and what are the structure of the skills.md file. Thank you so much.